The Bad Batch Episode 3 Breakdown. I'm honestly super happy with how this episode turned out, and let's start off right away. Spoiler warning in effect. So we start off on the ship with Omega and the whole squad, and Hunter starts handing out food rations to Wrecker and Omega. Wrecker goes in for more, and Hunter kind of explains to him that Omega's part of the team, and we kind of are low on food. So traveling through hyperspace, their ship actually gets sucked out and end up landing and malfunctioning on a moon. Now, a little bit of an Easter egg that people might have not caught: when they were landing and crash landing, Wrecker was strapped in and he ended up hitting his head. Maybe something to do with the inhibitor chip. We'll see where it goes. Tech says one of the capacitors has sustained damage, and they say that they have one on board. Omega mistakes Crosshair's weapon kit for a capacitor, which they thought they had an extra of. Now this is where the whole squad kind of gets emotional, because they remember, you know, Crosshair's not here, and they actually end up missing him. This is also where they learn that the inhibitor chips actually are the thing controlling Crosshair's mind, and Crosshair didn't just turn because he hates the Bad Batch. To a different scene, we see Crosshair getting out of a scanner, kind of like a CAT scan or an MRI, and Tarkin's actually standing by, saying that the procedure actually went well. So that we know he's had some sort of surgery or procedure done on him. They go on to explain that the surgery is to ramp up the chip's basically power and try to overwhelm his clone abilities. Rampart actually ends up walking in the room with Tarkin, and Tarkin congratulates him on his chain code advancements. You guys might remember Rampart when he was in episode 2 assigning chain codes, or basically numbers, to designate different people from each other. Moving away from Crosshair's scan, Tarkin and Rampart, along with Crosshair, are walking down a corridor where Rampart explains his brand new human squad. It is a squad of 4 humans, and their plan is to have the humans get trained by these advanced clones, aka Crosshair. They really don't explain what they really are, and my best guess is that they're advanced troops or something along of like early stormtroopers or something like that. Tarkin's whole plan is to get rid of clones indefinitely and just have these human troops and advanced troops be the army. Fast forward to them working on the ship to try to get the capacitor back in. We see a Ordo moon dragon, and the thing that's pretty cool about this is that they actually feed on batteries and anything with the charge. So anything from just a regular battery to, you know, the part that they need. This is kind of cute where Omega actually asks Hunter if she could go out and hunt for the extra part that the dragon stole. Kind of makes her part of the team indefinitely, which is awesome. To a different scene, we see all these brand new troops getting kind of experimented on by droids, and they kind of say that, you know, this is stupid. They say that the Empire has done more for them than the Republic has done forever. Rampart, Tarkin, and Lama Su, the Prime Minister of Kamino, are all in the same room, and they basically talk about how these troops aren't as effective as clones raised from birth, or before birth actually. Rampart fires back, saying that troops who join willingly are going to be better suited for, you know, battle in general. I think he described it as worthy. So this is where things kind of take a turn. Tarkin says, hey, take your human squad, including Crosshair, to go kill Saw Gerrera and his group of civilians and squadron. So the Prime Minister of Kamino is kind of getting worried. Their clone operation is the only thing that makes them survive. It's the only way they make their living. And without it, and just going to human troops, they would be out of a job, a business, possibly a life. On the way to go kill Saw Gerrera, troops and the clone, Crosshair, are all together in a ship, about to be landing, and one of the troops actually kind of makes fun of Crosshair for being a clone and saying that they are a thing of the past, and that he shouldn't be the leader, and that things were going to change very, very soon. Fast forward to a different scene. Hunter and Omega are going out to try to find this dragon, and Hunter actually ends up passing out from a slash by the dragon itself. They're all wearing respirators to help them breathe on this moon, and Hunter's falls off during the slash, and Omega reattaches it. Hunter's still passed out, and Omega goes off to fight this dragon. With a flashlight and a pistol in one hand, she goes down this hole to go find the dragon and get the part for the ship back. Now this is cool because we see that Omega is willing to put her life on the line for the Bad Batch, and that she really is part of the team, and that she has some capabilities in her that are coming out right now. So the troops in Crosshair make it to Saw Gerrera's camp, and Saw Gerrera is gone, long gone, but all these civilians and squads are still here. They end up killing them maliciously. This is where things get really interesting. It's a big turning point in the whole episode. Crosshair asks where Saw Gerrera is to the female in charge. She says, I don't know, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. So Crosshair, without a doubt, kills her right away. One blaster shot to the stomach or the chest, and she was done. This is where one of the human troops tells Crosshair that we're not an execution squad, and that we should just take them all and hold them as captives. And this is where Crosshair turns to him and says, this is why clones are better than these human troops, because we get the job done. And with the famous line that we're already learning that Crosshair pretty much uses all the time is, good soldiers follow orders. Boom! So with all the other humans shocked that Crosshair just killed one of their teammates, it's time to execute all of the other civilians, which they end up doing, and they get on the ship and go back to Kamino. Back to Omega, she's fighting this dragon, and she has a flashlight on it. And this is where things kind of take a cool turn as well. Omega, flashlight in hand, blaster in the other, and the dragon just starts growling and yelling and whatever you want to call it at her. She realizes that the batteries in the flashlight are the thing that he wants. So she ends up throwing the flashlight and getting the part and getting up out of there with Hunter's help after he's awakened. Crosshair and the whole squad arrive back on Kamino, and Tarkin and Rampart realize that they're one trooper short. Tarkin tells Rampart that the clone operation will continue, and that's pretty much our only choice at the moment, and that the army is not ready to switch to recruits at the moment. So that's pretty much the episode, and this is where a big part comes into play. Lama Su talks about continuing the next phase, and that this next experiment is the only way that they will survive / be successful. Are you guys ready for this? They say that the Jango Fett template continues to fade. This tells us that Jango Fett's DNA is not really as effective anymore. Basically just a copy on top of a copy on top of a copy. We need something new. They discuss that they need to move on to phase 3 and they need a superior clone, so which leads me to believe that they're going to create this superior clone and then clone that. So that'll be insane, and they'll all be like the Bad Batch, which would be insane. My only guess as about right now is that they're going to try to clone one of the Bad Batch, and I think that would be insane. And that is the episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. If you have any other theories that you think this phase 3 might be, let me know down in the comments. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you watched all the way through, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. May the Force be with you. Peace.